Good evening. Tonight I am going to make a box with you. So let's get started. But first of all, I wanted to share some exciting news with you. Is that Thursday on December 15 of 2022, Stampin' Up! Is offering another day of free shipping if your order reaches $75 or more. So therefore, this is my host code. Then if you go onto my store, my site, which I will give you in my blog post, then please use this host code. And then this here is my blog, ChristyCreativeCrew.blogspot.com. I will have all the information on there, and you can place your order on Thursday, save your orders, make your list, and then place your 75 or larger order and use this host code. So let's get started. I am going to make this box, and the reason I am making this box is because, let me put it together a minute. I wanted to make or give my team these, here, go this way, these bone folders from Stampin' Up! And then I have someone at church that will do the engraving on it for me. Now, this bone folder has been engraved with my name for over a year, and it holds up beautifully. Now, the Stampin' Up! Logo has rubbed off and disappeared. I'm not terribly happy about that. I have mentioned it in the sandbox, but I guess there's really nothing that they can do about that. So I'm just gonna make sure you can see my host code right there. So what I didn't know what to do, I didn't know how to package it. And so when I was at the store, I found these giant Butterfinger candy bars. This is like a 3.7 ounce. It's a 2-piece share pack, and they're so delicious. Have a hard time not eating them all. But anyways, I thought that would look really cute if I could put the bone folder on top of the candy bar, but I needed to have a box for it. So here is my box, and then I made a wrap for it. Now, I have been making boxes for a long, long time. I used to do a ton of craft sales, and we made boxes and boxes and boxes. So I have learned just the basic concept of making a box. And so since I came up with these dimensions myself, I thought that I would share them with you, and I'm not copying anybody. So I'm gonna show you this right here. This is the little cheat sheet. If you can see that. I will also have this on my blog post when the video downloads. And if you want to take a screenshot, it's that. And then I also have a little cheat sheet for your wrap, if you want to take a screenshot of that. But I'm going to give you all the dimensions anyways. So we are going to start out with a piece of 12-inch by 5.5-inch. This is basic white. Now, did you know that Stampin' Up! Sells 12 by 12 paper? They sell it in basic white. They sell it in vanilla. In the mini right now, they are selling basic black, and then they also sell it in all of the color families and the in colors. So you can place your order for some 12 by 12 paper if you want to make some boxes, because you do need the full 12 by 12 or the 12 by 5.5 in order to get this size box. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score at 7/8 of an inch and 2 inches on all 4 sides. So we're going to do this, and here we go, and this side, and then I'll set this aside. Now we're going to do some cutting. What you want to do is you want to cut up on the long side up to the second score line on both of these lines. So we'll just do that on all sides here, on the 2 long sides. one more. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna come on the short side here, and you're gonna cut that 2 section off on both sides, like this. There we go. Now your next step is you've got these little arms here, but you're only gonna cut off the very end square because you need to keep this little flap. So we're gonna cut all 4 of those off. There we go. Now, what I like to do, just because when you're putting your box together, sometimes it's easier if you do just a little angle cut on some of these pieces here, like this. I'll do a little angle cut on the end one, and then I'm just gonna go right around the box. That makes it so that your box is not kind of bulky when you're doing all the folding in. So this doesn't take long at all. Almost done. Go to the end. Boxes can be super, super simple to make. There we go. All right, now get out your bone folder, and we are going to crease on all of these lines. Get a nice, good crease so that your box holds together easily. Go. Okay, so that's the long sides, and now we fold in these ends like this, this, and like this. All right, so now we're gonna assemble our box. A lot of times I use the liquid glue, but tonight I thought it might be just as easy to show you with the tear and tape. So this is like the inside of your box, okay? So I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna put some tear and tape on the 4 little arms, like this. You see that? And then now on this arm, okay, come on. I am doing this video in my kitchen so that I can stand and be comfortable and yet see on the large TV if I have you in my view. Okay, so now we're gonna peel off and adhere that down. We're gonna peel that off. And fold that in. Okay, so can you see what I did there? I folded them into the inside like that. Maybe it'd be easier to see if it was a colored paper, but we're making it white. And so what I did is I put these on the outside, I fold them into the inside and press. I call it basic box assembly. There we go. So now we're up to this point here. Now maybe it would have been a little easier if I had put my tear and tape on these pieces prior to putting it together, but this works out just fine. I put a little tape on each end piece, and I'm just going to fold it in here. Now what that does is that creates your box so it has a little more stability to hold whatever gift you're putting in there. And now we're going to do some tear and tape on these long flaps. One on each side. I can't see what I'm doing there. Okay. So, can you see the tear and tape? It's kind of hard because it's white on white, how I put the tear and tape on there. Now you'll peel the backing off that. Now if you have shellac fingernails, or if you have dipped fingernails, or if you have artificial fingernails, it is harder to peel that backing off. So then go ahead and use, maybe the tip of your scissor, or you can use take your pick tool and get that off. Okay, so there is our box. How easy was that? I'm gonna put our candy bar inside there, and the bone folder went in there. Now, of course, that's mine, so I'll keep that out. I already gifted my team with their bone folders. And of course, I forgot to take a picture of all the grouping. So now we're gonna make our wrap. I'm gonna pull out my score pal again, my scoring tool again. And we are going to score. Oh, let me tell you what size this is. This is 8 1/8 by 6 1/2. So really you only get one wrap out of a 12 by 12 paper. All right, this is bugging me. Okay, so you're gonna put the 6 1/2 at the top of your score, and you're gonna score this at 1 1/4, 2 3/8, 3 7/8, and 5 1/16. That's the very first line after the number 5. And that's all the scoring just on that. And I've already done the folding, but you're going to want to take your bone folder and crease those all really good. And then you're going to take your tear and tape again. And you only need to put tear and tape on one side of the long side, okay? Okay, we'll peel that off. But don't put it together. What you want to do is you want to wrap this around your box. So I'm laying it on my box like this. If I tried to put it together beforehand, it would not square up. Because if you can see, I don't know if you can see that, there's a seam that comes here. It doesn't come all the way to the edge. So I suppose you could finagle that yourself and make your own measurements if you want. But that's a nice box. Then you can do whatever you want to decorate it. I didn't do a whole lot of fussy decorating. Let's see. This is the other box that I had previously made, and I simply just put a bow around. So you can see that you have to be careful which way you cut your paper. So like if your paper has a definite direction to the pattern, and if you want your pattern to go this direction, then you have to just pay attention to how you're cutting that. If you want your pattern to go this direction, you have to pay attention to that. So for my team, I just put, actually I made little tags like this. Now, let's say you don't have that giant candy bar, and your candy bar is more like this Snicker. This is the share size of Snicker, 3.23 ounces. And so I thought, well, now I need to design a box that would fit that. So I have the dimensions for that is, oh shoot, I'll put it on my blog. Nope, here it is, right here. Sorry about that. If you want to make this smaller size, it is 10 1/4 inches instead of the 12 inches. So therefore you would be able to use just your 8.5 by 11 paper. And then the wrap is 6 1/4 inch by 6.5 inch. So you can play around with that. You're still gonna score it at the 7/8 and 2 inch on all 4 sides. And your wrap, you're gonna still use the same scoring marks of 1 1/4 inch, 2 3/8 inch, 3 7/8 inch, and 5 1/16. But I'm gonna put that on my blog for you. And so like this one here, I used the Santa, oh, this is also from the Santa Express paper. And then like for my team, I made little tags like this. And then I wrote their name on there so that I would make sure that the right person got their bone folder. So that is just a simple box. And I want to thank you for coming. Looking at my video again, I know I don't do a whole lot of videos, but I'm really thankful when you leave a comment, and that helps me out a ton. So make sure you make your list and check back in on the 15th to get your free shipping on any order that is $75 or more. And I will upload this to my blog, and then you can see all the measurements and shop with me, and I appreciate that very much. Have a blessed day.